All right, please hold on a sec. I think we skipped a program. We're gonna come back to the message. I think right about now, my attention has just been drawn to a little skip that we did. We're actually supposed to take a brief remark by the Apostolic Nuncio to Ghana, His Excellency Archbishop Julian Kabori. Please forgive me for that skip. Yes. Please give me a hand as he comes up. After that, we'll take the solidarity messages. Yes.
Mr. Chair, Sonyena, and dear brothers and sisters, dear friends, good morning, bonjour. Bonjour. First and foremost, allow me to express my thankful appreciation to our bishops who really gave us very substantial contribution to our reflection. Thank you very much. Thank you. It is with deep gratitude that I address you, media professionals, journalists, communicators, and all members of the African Catholic Union of the Press gathered here in Accra from across the African continent and beyond under the theme Balancing Technological Progress and the Preservation of Human Values in the Age of Artificial Intelligence. I extend a special greeting to your presidents, Mr. Stephen Patrick Asante and Mr. Charles, and I thank them sincerely for this invitation to deliver this message at the opening ceremony of your Congress. My dear friends, you meet at the moment in history when the very nature of communication is undergoing a profound transformation. Artificial intelligence, with its dazzling speed and agility, is reshaping how information, how we perceive truth, identity, and even our common humanity. In such times, our task is certainly not to retreat in fear, not advance uncritically, but to discern carefully and courageously. The Church views technological progress, including AI, as a noble fruit of human creativity, an echo of the divine image in which we were made. Yet, as Pope Leo XIV recently reminded participants of the Rome Conference, intelligence, artificial intelligence is, above all else, a tool, a creation of human intellect that must serve the human person, but not supplant it. And this distinction is vital. We must resist every temptation to idolize technology or to delegate moral responsibility to machines. Artificial intelligence may process data, generate text, or mimic thoughts, but it can surely not contemplate the mystery of the human heart. It cannot love, it cannot forgive, it cannot suffer, it cannot pray, at least so far not. Only the human person, created by God and called to commit, possesses the capacity to seek what is true, to will what is good, and to rejoice in what is beautiful. And as Catholic media protection sit with the sacred mission of the gardens of meaning in an age increasingly tempted by mere information, your work must always be rooted in the inviolable dignity of the human person and in service to the culture of encounter, of solidarity, and of truth. We cannot real threats posed by unregulated artificial intelligence, manipulation of conscience, erosion of authentic relationship, the fluttering of truth into algorithmic preference. Nor can we ignore the impact of such technologies on the formation of our young people.
As the Holy Father Pope Leo XIV wisely observed again, the mere possession of vast stores of information must never be confused with the gift of wisdom. True wisdom, as the ancient reminds us with Latin maxim, in medio stat rebus, or est modus in rebus.
Wisdom resides in the delicate balance of things. It is not the accumulation of data that enlightens the mind, but a heart conformed to the will of God and a life steadfastly oriented toward the good of others. In this light, we do well to recall the words of the note Antiqua et Nova, co-signed by the Dicastery for the Doctrine of the Faith and the Dicastery for Culture and Education, which states that artificial intelligence must be seen as a human creation, an expression of our God-given intelligence, and must therefore be used responsibly, ethically, and always in service of the human person and the common good. It is not morally neutral. Its development and use must be guided by the dignity of the human being, moral responsibility, and also discernment. And the Church warns us against the reduction of human life to data, the replacement of authentic relationships with simulations, and the submission of conscience to algorithmic logic. While AI may indeed serve noble purposes in medicine, education, promotion of peace, we know that it also carries dangers. It may carry inequality, misinformation, erosion of our humanity, particularly where autonomy is divorced from accountability. Technological advancement must never outpace spiritual maturity. Only the human heart, open to truth, to love, and to God, can rightly govern such power. True progress lies in wisdom, responsibility, solidarity, and above all, the pursuit of charity, and not just in technical mastery. AI, then, is not to replace humanity, but to be shaped and used by it, always ordered to the integral development of the human person and to our ultimate destiny, which is full communion with God. In your deliberations this week, dear friends, I encourage you to lift your gaze beyond the technological horizon and return always to the human person, to the child behind the screen, to the worker displaced by automation, the elderly confused by a world moving too fast. Let your voices advocate for innovation, but much more for integrity. May your work contribute to a new ethic of communication, one that affirms truth, safeguards memory, nurtures freedom, and proclaims the gospel with joy and fidelity. And remember, you are not alone. You are not alone because, as you see, the church is with you. The church walks with you, and Christ himself, the eternal word made flesh, is your model and your strength. And particularly within our continent of Africa, so rich in cultures, traditions, human values, and yet tested by so many challenges, there lies an immense reservoir of hope. This hope is a living reality, visible in the faith of countless communities from where you come from, in the vitality of the young, and in the enduring bonds of family and fraternity. As members of the media, and especially of the African Catholic Union of the Press, you are entrusted with the noble mission of being artisans of peace and reconciliation. Through words, images, and truthful reporting, you are called to mend what is torn, to stand as witnesses to truth in an age of rapid falsehood, and as Bishop Jamfi mentioned also recently, to give voice to the voiceless and to inspire unity, healing, and fraternity. In a context marked by division and past wounds, the Catholic communicator is a builder of bridges, requiring courage, integrity, and a steadfast respect for human dignity. Shaping public discourse with the light of the gospel, you become instruments of that peace which the world cannot give, but which Christ has entrusted to his church because he is our peace. Invoking upon you the intercession of St. Paul the Apostle, patron of communicators, and the maternal protection of Mary, star of evangelization and Queen of Africa, I pray that your days, that in Accra, I pray that through your work here, the light of truth may shine brightly and the seeds of peace may take root in the hearts of all of us, and may God bless you all. Thank you.
Disons merci à l'archevêque Julien Kaboré, nonce apostolique au Ghana, qui nous a livré son message, son allocution. Je mentionne juste quelques éléments. Nous aurons les documents à traduire après. L'archevêque Julien nous a félicité d'abord les évêques qui sont présents ici, donné des messages importants, des invitations importantes dans le cadre de notre mission en tant que journaliste, en tant que professionnel des médias. Il a ensuite insisté sur le fait que notre mission est de discerner avec attention et courage dans ce monde plein de dérives. Donc, il nous invite à discerner avec attention et courage. Il a cité le Saint-Père qui nous invite aussi à résister à toutes les dérives des technologies, et particulièrement l'intelligence artificielle qui prend de l'ampleur ces dernières années. Ces technologies ne peuvent pas être ni remplacer l'homme, mais par exemple prier, les machines ne peuvent pas prier comme un homme. Seul un homme ou une femme peut prier. Donc il nous a invités à comprendre et découvrir les limites de ces technologies, mais plutôt à les utiliser au service de notre mission. Et il a aussi cité le pape Léon XIV, qui met l'accent sur l'importance d'insister sur la sagesse, ou bien de considérer la sagesse afin d'équilibrer, afin de trouver l'équilibre nécessaire entre les technologies modernes et les valeurs humaines. Il a invité à beaucoup de qualités, telles que le discernement, la responsabilité, la solidarité dans l'exercice de notre mission, afin que nous puissions diffuser produire d'abord et diffuser des informations qui sont vraiment importantes pour la société, la communauté. Il nous a invités donc, dans ce sens, à promouvoir la paix et le développement à travers les technologies. Il a insisté sur le fait que l'intelligence artificielle ne peut pas remplacer l'humanité, mais elle est là pour la servir, pour être au service des hommes et des femmes. Il nous a invités à proclamer l'évangile de la joie, comme le pape François nous invitait dans son encyclique, et à donner une voix aux sans-voix, aux personnes qui n'ont pas la capacité comme nous, le pouvoir de parler et d'exprimer leurs difficultés. Sur ce, je dis merci encore à l'archevêque Julien et je donne le micro à qui de merci.
Thank you very much. We're finally at that point where we're going to be taking some solidarity messages. And earlier on, I committed that error by skipping. So we are now going to go back to the dicastery of communications from the Vatican. And Monsieur, if you can please do us the honor, Monsieur Javier Amigo. Please give him a hand as he comes up to give us his message, and then we'll continue accordingly. Thank you.
So thank you very much to all. I beg your pardon. The message the President of the Dicastery sent is a consistent message, and I thank the organization committee for having reported integrally the message on the document. So I propose you to simplify, as our Pope Francis used to do with journalists, to introduce in English and to quote the message in French at the end. And I recommend you to to read all the message after. All protocol observed. Excuse me to read the message because I'm a representative only from the Dicastery of Communication. Message from the Prefect of Holy See Dicastery for Communication on the occasion of the Ucap Triennial Congress. To Mr. Charles Ayetan, President of Ucap. Dear Charles Ayetan, President of Ucap, dear participants in the Ucap Triennial Congress, allow me first of all to thank Ucap, your Continental Association of Catholic Journalists and Communicators, and its President Charles Ayetan for their faithfulness in maintaining in the communion of the Church that unites us all the link with this dicastery. The Latin root of word communication combined two words cum together and munus gift, which tell us that communication is first and foremost a mutual gift of ourselves, a gift that is born of the relationship we establish with one another. If we go back to the first Christian, we rediscover that this was the primary source of communication. The community of the first Christian had one heart and one soul. Their communion made their communication deeper, rooted in God. Communion is what makes us members of one another. Communion is the secret of church communication. Et maintenant, je continue en français pour vous dire qu'aujourd'hui, dans notre société connectée à travers les médias numériques, aucune église, aucune personne, aucune communauté particulière ne peut penser vivre de manière isolée, sans être affectée pour le meilleur ou pour le pire par ce qui se passe ailleurs. Beaucoup l'ont déjà relevé. Fratelli Tutti, la lettre encyclique du pape François sur la raison en écho au concept africain Ubuntu, soulignant que notre bien-être est lié à celui des autres et que notre humanité se réalise dans nos relations, que nous sommes tous liés et responsables les uns des autres. Bref, un appel similaire à l'amitié, à la solidarité, à l'interdépendance mondiale pour une société plus soutenable. Avant de terminer, je voudrais souhaiter encore un bon déroulement des travaux du Congrès, que ce soit au niveau des discussions sur des questions d'actualité ou des bilans d'activité de l'Ucap au sein des entités nationales et naturellement dans l'esprit de l'Église Famille de Dieu. Que l'esprit de pardon mutuel, de compréhension, de réconciliation, d'inclusion et de participation nourrissent vos efforts pour relever les défis et pour le choix des exécutifs chargés d'animer l'Ucap au niveau continental afin de toujours favoriser la communion. Enfin, je voudrais vous assurer de ma communion de prière pour accompagner ces moments de convivialité et de réflexion en vue du bien commun. Dieu bénisse votre congrès. Paolo Ruffini, préfet du Dicaster pour la communication. Je n'en suis qu'un simple serviteur et voilà, je vous ai transmis le message un peu en résumé et je vous invite à le lire puisque vous l'avez dans le document. Thank you for your attention.
You understood everything he said, right? Good, so we move forward. Or you want me to... Pardon? You want me to break it down? You were saying? You want me to break it down? Oh, if I do, he has been standing here for long. That's why he's here, so he can break it down for you. I can, but I mean, it wouldn't be fair for me to just take the podium all alone, you know. So would you like to break it down for them? They understand. Then we move forward. We. Next message is going to come from the Catholic Media Council, Cameco, and if the rep is here, please come up and share a message with us. Yes. Please give it up for Madam as she comes up. Thank you.
Charles, because I'll speak in English and I'll give some words in French so you can relax a bit. Yeah. Good morning, dear Excellencies, dear delegates, dear colleagues, dear friends. My name is Fabiola Ortiz dos Santos. Some of you already I met with, so we might have a bit more time later to talk and exchange. First of all, I would wish to thank you, the Ucap organizing committee of the African Catholic Union of the Press, in the name of Charles Ayetan, the local chapter, as well Camp G, Stephen, Patrick, Victoria, Lugi is around, always busy. Yes, thank you, Victoria. Thank you for this kind invitation. It is with great pleasure that in the name of Cameco Catholic Media Council, I joined this conference on the thematic, we've already talked a bit, distortion of reality in social and digital media. We at Cameco are a non-profit consultancy based in the German town of Aachen, Aix-la-Chapelle in French, West Germany. And our core mandate is to assist church partners, organizations, civil society associations who wish to discuss project ideas in order to prepare their submissions to donors. So we are here for you and at your service. We are a small but very, very multicultural and interdisciplinary team from across the world, with expertise in the various facets of media, journalism, and communication. I am myself Brazilian, Portuguese, and we have a team of Russian speakers, French speakers, Spanish speakers, German speakers, of course, so it's a bit of everything, and we try our best. Our core values are based in the idea of community, solidarity, participation, culture of dialogue, human dignity, and the common good. It is through communication that society engages in problem solving and for the improvement of our lives. I also recall the words spoken by you, Excellencies, as well. It is our understanding that media may offer a safe space for communication and dialogue to flourish. Dialogue is centered on the capacity to touch the other in solidarity. Convene communication among different sides, educating sometimes conflicting parties, identifying underlying interests, and listening are some, and we as media professionals, practitioners may champion as well. For media to act as agents for collective responsibility, we communicators must act towards a form of dignified and non-humiliating communication. We live an era of deep mediatization in which we are increasingly expected to be permanently online, right? Internet became the largest holder of information in world history, and social media has become a battleground in conflicts and key avenues for misinformation. Digital communication can be participative, but we now know that it is also curated by algorithms. There has been a growing distrust as digital media also spread hate speech. Lack of digital literacy does play a role. We need to foster human resilience also in the digital space. This is the missing ingredient and the one that upholds both communities and individuals. I wish you all a fruitful conference. Thank you. Thank you. I will now perhaps do some words in French. Je vais peut-être transmettre quelques mots en français. Je me débrouille un peu, donc pardon, je m'excuse pour mon accent, mais chers amis, chères excellences ici présents, je voudrais remercier comme tout le monde déjà, Charles Zayetan, Ucap, Camp G. Donc, nous sommes Catholic Media Council, un conseil des médias catholiques. On peut peut-être parler un peu plus après, un peu ce qu'on fait, mais nous sommes une consultation qui donne des pistes de conseils pour les partenaires, peut-être parfois pour les bailleurs de fonds aussi, pour essayer d'améliorer, de refiner votre idée de projet, toujours sur communication et sur les médias. Nous sommes basés en Allemagne, à l'ouest de l'Allemagne, à la triple frontière vers Belgique et Pays-Bas, à la ville d'Aix-la-Chapelle. Nous sommes tellement multiculturels, multilingues, interdisciplinaires. Notre cœur valeur, on partage toujours les mêmes cœurs valeurs, de l'idée de communauté, de solidarité, de participation, de culture de dialogue, de la dignité humaine. Donc c'est à travers la communication que les sociétés peuvent s'engager sur la solution des problèmes, sur les transformations des conflits pour améliorer notre vie. Peut-être juste pour finir, nous avons la compréhension que les médias doivent offrir un espace safe space, un espace sécurisé, peut-être, parfois, un espace sécur pour la communication et les dialogues pour se réaliser. Et le dialogue est centré toujours sur notre capacité de toucher l'autre avec la solidarité. Donc, peut-être mon dernier mot serait pour les médias, pour travail en tant qu'un agent de responsabilité collective, nous, en tant que communicateurs, practitioners, nous devons travailler toujours pour une communication qui soit dignifiée et non humiliating. Pardon, Charles is busy there. Non. Il faut qu'on il faut promouvoir la résilience humaine aussi dans l'espace digital, numérique, pardon, aussi dans l'espace numérique. Et c'est les ingrédients, les composants qui maintiennent toujours les communautés, les individus ensemble. Donc nous sommes ensemble. Je vous souhaite une productive, une fructueuse conférence. Merci beaucoup. I made it in French.
I think you can do better than that. A big hand for her. Makes the work a lot easier. Next, we move to sickness, and we are very, very honored to have in our midst Reverend Father Professor Walter, Sickness Africa President, who's going to speak on behalf of the entire global organization. Please give him a hand as he comes up.
The Chair, Your Excellencies, my dear brothers and sisters, participants in this wonderful event, the Congress of Ucap here in Ghana. I bring you warm greetings from the World President of Cygnus, Mrs. Helen Osman, and from the Board of Cygnus at the world level and the African level. As already noted, I am the President of Cygnus Africa, and all the members of Cygnus Africa are united with you here in prayers. As we know, Cygnus is the Catholic Association for Communication. Here to participate in this important communication event in our continent, Africa. I had also participated in the events of Ucap in South Africa, specifically in Cape Town in 2018. At that event in 2018, I had the opportunity to dialogue and interact with the leadership of Ucap. At the heart of our interactions has always been the need for Ucap to become more integrated with Cygnus, in line with the directives given by the Vatican back in 2012. This was when the canonical status of Cygnus was approved by the Vatican, and all communication members of the church were asked to integrate with Cygnus. In 2017, during our World Congress in Quebec, Canada, the United States Catholic Media Association, CPA, integrated with Cygnus. In 2018, the French Federation of Catholic Journalists, during their annual celebration of Journée Saint-François in Lodz, also began to collaborate with Cygnus. Within the last year, I have been interacting with the leadership of Ucap, and we have started to examine the modalities of our integration. I do believe that this Congress will afford us very good opportunity to deepen our discussions and hopefully be able to map out modalities for this integration. May I use this opportunity, dear friends, to inform you that for the first time in the history of Cygnus, our continent, Africa, will be hosting the World Congress in Kigali, Rwanda, from the 3rd to the 8th of August, 2026. Last week, we participated in the 20th Plenary Assembly of SECAM, and we were able to present to the leadership of the Church in Africa our plans for hosting the World Congress. I'm pleased to report that the bishops gave us their blessings and also promised to give us all the necessary support. And so now I wish to use this opportunity to invite all the members of Ucap to this very important event, which will be coming up next year. We do hope that as numerous as we are here today, that we will also be able to see you all in Kigali, Rwanda. Finally, I would like to express my appreciation to Mr. Charles Ayeton and to all his leadership and organizing team for the invitation and for the wonderful work they are doing for the church. The topic and the themes of the deliberations of this current event meets up with the needs of the church and the society. And I'm very confident that at the end of our deliberations here, we'll be able to have a very rich harvest of ideas and things that can move the church and our society forward. Thank you once again for the invitation, and I wish you all very fruitful deliberations. Thank you. Ok, tout fait. Ok. Malheureusement, mon français n'est pas très bon, mais je vais essayer un peu de dire quelque chose en français. Alors, j'ai apporté les salutations chaleureuses du président de Cygnus, Madame Helen Osman, à tous les participants de cet événement. Alors, j'ai exprimé aussi ma joie de participer à cet événement. J'ai déjà participé à congrès Ucap à Sud-Afrique, ça fait 2018. Alors, j'ai toujours une joie de voir les membres de Ucap et de participer à un événement. Alors, je dis aussi que j'ai commencé à dialoguer avec le dirigeant de Ucap. Nous parlons de comment nous pouvons participer ensemble, le Ucap et le Cygnus. Ça veut dire que nous voulons que Ucap devienne plus intégré avec Cygnus. Nous avons fait déjà quelques dialogues, quelques réunions, et je pense que cet événement nous offrira la possibilité d'approfondir cette discussion et peut-être nous pouvons aussi arriver à quelques conclusions. Alors, j'ai remercié les dirigeants de Ucap. J'ai aussi informé que l'année prochaine, pour la première fois, le Congrès mondial de Cygnus sera en Afrique, à Kigali. Ça fait de 3 à 8 août 2026. Nous avons déjà informé les évêques d'Afrique parce que nous avons participé à l'assemblée plénière du SECAM au Kigali aussi. Et nous avons donné les bénédictions, aussi l'encouragement. Et nous avons assuré l'appui du SECAM. Alors, je dis aussi que le thème de cet événement, c'est très, très important pour l'Église et pour les sociétés aujourd'hui. Et je suis sûr qu'en fin de cet événement, nous aurons le fruit important pour porter l'Église et la société africaine avant. Alors, vous remerciez et vous dites merci de la part des Cygnus. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much. We move on straight to the Pan-African Episcopal Committee of Social Communications of the Symposium of Episcopal Conferences of Africa and Madagascar. That will be SECAM. Do we have a rep here? Thank you very much. We have a rep right behind me.
Your Excellencies, my brothers and sisters in Christ, it is for me a very beautiful experience to be with us today on behalf of SECAM. And as we would like to know, SECAM is that Pan-African Bishops' Conference in Madagascar. And SECAM is made up of 54 countries. And these 54 countries under SECAM have been partitioned into 8 different episcopal conferences for purposes of effective communication, bonding, relationship, and networking. And the headquarters of SECAM is in Ghana. And SECAM was established in 1969 when the Holy Father, Paul VI, made a historic visit to Uganda, where he mandated and directed the church in Africa to develop and become her own missionaries. And on the heel of that visit, the Bishops' Conference of Africa established SECAM as a platform for relationship building among the conferences, friendship sharing, faith communication, and value orientations for our people. So I bring you wonderful greetings from our secretariat, from my immediate boss, Father Raphael Simbini, from Madagascar, from Mozambique, who is incidentally not here. The high water point of Christian anthropology is the fact that man is a person. And a person in that Christian perspective shares in the personhood of Jesus. And because he shares in that personhood, he lives or she lives among others in a society. And when he or she lives in a society, one important attribute of that man is the ability to communicate. And when man communicates with one another, it is called social communications, as different from any other communication, because social communication is specifically human. And that is why the church, in her wisdom, has offices in every diocese of the world. Social communication office, because of the imperative importance of communicating the values of the gospel. And so, dear friends, our coming today, therefore, is most appropriate to analyze once again what the church is doing. What is the church communicating? And for whom? And to whom is she communicating? You can bear with me that our continent, Africa, is bleeding at various ends. Conflicts, rivalries, wars, hunger, impunity, corruption, systemic corruption, especially in my country, Nigeria, the giant of Africa that is sleeping and limping with very corrupt leaders that has failed to provide leadership for the African people. And that is where we are as Catholic media practitioners. We have a responsibility to tell the story of Africa, because the West and her media has made nonsense of Africa. Africa is a land that has no good news. Has only bad news coming from Africa. Only corruption, impunity, recklessness, poverty, hunger. But you can imagine the volume of natural resources leaving the shores of Africa into Europe and America. It's amazing. From oil, from gold in Ghana. How would a simple man and woman in a Ghanaian society benefit from the gold coast, from the gold resources in Ghana? The Chinese are everywhere, illegally reaping the fruits of our resources. And so when we are communicating, what story are you telling? You are challenged as Catholic media practitioners to tell the truth that Africa has values, she has resources, she has persons, she has the good faith, she has the smile, she has happiness about life. Africa is not empty. And that is the message and our contribution to the world, that in us, Africans, God is with us. That in spite of the travails, in spite of the vicissitudes of life in Africa, our life goes on in joy and happiness. And that is also our strength. That's also our God-givenness and the embeddedness of the African person in society and in the family is a strength that makes us to go on despite all odds. And therefore, you Catholic, you have a duty to communicate, as our fathers in faith told us, the truth in spite of the falsifications. You'll have challenges, resources, will be a problem to be able to stand your feet and say the truth. Because if you are being given funds from a funder, you must also respect the wishes of the funder. And sometimes it's not to the best interest of your organization. And so, we are gladdened by the fact that you are here today and that you are reawakening your interest in the communication enterprise. As you communicate, bear in mind too the obligations you have to do that in all witnessing to the truth that God is, that Jesus came to represent for us. Do that also for the community well-being of our people, relating the truth as it is. Not only a partial truth, but the entire truth as it is, so that in the end, we would, as Jesus promised us, that we're going to have life in its abundance. And let that life also be part of your organization and part of the world. But that also be part of the message you are communicating today, that in spite of the difficulties of our time, that God still lives and works efficaciously among his people. And that is why we are men and women of hope. But I'll leave you with a word. The hope the church is talking about is not just ordinary hope. It's a hope that has some essence. It was Augustine, St. Augustine, in his beautiful book, The Confessions, that gave us that hope we're talking about has two beautiful daughters. Are you interested in the daughters of hope? Yes. Augustine said hope has two daughters. So if you're saying you are hope, because the church in Africa, the theme of our conference in Rwanda was on hope. Jesus, the source of hope, peace, justice, development. That's our mission. And so the hope we are having as African Christians, Augustine said, has two daughters. The first daughter of hope for Augustine is anger. It's amazing. Anger. Why did he say that? Augustine said that in order for our hope to be fruitful, angry about the bad situations around you. That your brother has no food to eat. That the streets are very dirty. That the government is not doing well. Do not about it. That you must be pained by the oddities in our society of hope. And then the second daughter of hope is the courage to change that situation as much as you can within your own environment, in and out. And if you have that courage, you can do all that. You can change the world from changing your own environment, from your own family level, your own friends, Christ, and all that. And so, dear friends, I live with you. That courage. But that courage ignites energy in us today to change the landscape of Africa and tell nothing but the truth. God bless you.
Thank you. Le révérend Père Uche du Nigeria, qui est secrétaire général chargé de la commission commission justice, paix et développement au CHEAM, a adressé un message sous le couvert du CHEAM, qui est le symposium des conférences épiscopales d'Afrique et de Madagascar, et qui a un département de communication connu sous le nom de CEPAX, Comité épiscopal panafricain pour les communications sociales. Donc il a délivré son message sous le couvert de ces deux institutions qui sont une, de toute façon. Et il a donc dit que c'est une belle expérience pour lui d'être ici aujourd'hui avec nous pour dire deux ou trois choses concernant le CHEAM et la relation avec les communicateurs, les journalistes que nous sommes. Il a rappelé que le CHEAM est l'organisation des évêques d'Afrique qui regroupe tous les pays du continent, les 54 pays du continent et au-delà, dans les îles adjacentes, et qui est composé de 8 régions. Donc le CHEAM, qui est continental, est composé de 8 différentes régions, de 8 conférences régionales épiscopales de l'Église. Et créé donc en 69, à la visite du pape Léon X à Kampala, en Ouganda. L'homme, a-t-il dit, est une personne humaine, donc, qui vit dans la société. Il ne vit pas seul, il vit dans la société, et donc est capable de communiquer avec les autres et d'interagir avec les autres, et a insisté sur l'importance pour l'Église, l'importance que l'Église met sur la communication sociale pour l'évangélisation. Et a rappelé que c'est pour ça que dans chaque diocèse, il y a une commission de communication sociale, et dans chaque paroisse aussi, d'ailleurs. Et il a continué par rappeler les crises que traverse l'Afrique aujourd'hui, notre continent, et a dit que nous ne devons pas nous arrêter là. C'est vrai, nous avons des problèmes, mais on n'a pas que des problèmes. Nous devons aussi apprendre à raconter nos histoires, et nos belles histoires, nos belles valeurs. Nous devons mettre des accents sur ces éléments. Et les rencontres, la solidarité, l'entente entre les communautés, etc. Il a invité particulièrement les jeunes professionnels des médias, les journalistes, les agents des médias numériques, à renforcer la communion et la communication de l'Église par leurs activités, par leur travail. Il a insisté sur le rôle que peut jouer la communication dans la construction de l'espérance. Et nous sommes dans l'année jubilaire de l'espérance. Et il a dit que l'espérance a deux sœurs. L'espérance porte d'abord à la paix, à la justice et au développement, mais ces deux sœurs sont la colère que nous devons avoir contre tout ce qui est injustice, contre tout ce qui est négatif. Et la deuxième sœur de l'espérance, c'est le courage que nous devons avoir pour les combattre. Merci.
Thank you very much. Very solid presentations there. We move on straight to the GJA, that is the Ghana Journalists Association. Do we have a rep here? Thank you very much. A big hand for him as he comes up.
Good morning, everyone. Before I proceed to deliver the message from the Ghana Journalists Association and the Institute of Public Relations Ghana, there's something I'll do on behalf of the organizing committee of this Congress. On behalf of the organizing committee of Ucap Congress 2025, we extend our deepest condolences following the tragic helicopter crash on Wednesday, August 6th, 2025. Affected during this difficult time. Eternal rest grant unto them, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon them. May their souls and all the souls of the faithful departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace. Amen. I'll now proceed to read this message. Association warmly welcomes all delegates, participants, and partners to the 2025 Congress of the Union of Catholic African de la Presse, Ucap, being hosted in the dynamic city of Accra, the beating heart of Ghana's democratic and cultural life. We are deeply honored that Ghana has been chosen to host this triennial Congress, and we extend our full solidarity to Ucap in its unwavering commitment to fostering professionalism, ethical communication, freedom of expression, and spiritual values within Africa's ever-evolving media landscape. The chosen theme, balancing technological progress and the preservation of human values in the age of artificial intelligence, is both timely and profound. As artificial intelligence and digital innovation increasingly shape the future of communication, it is essential for journalists and media professionals to anchor their work in the enduring values of truth, fairness, responsibility, and compassion. The GJA shares UCAP's conviction that while technology must be embraced, it must never come at the cost of our shared humanity. We commend Ucap for convening this diverse and distinguished gathering of over 150 delegates from 30 nations, including journalists, scholars, clergy, policymakers, tech innovators, and civil society actors. This Congress offers a unique platform for critical reflection, cross-cultural dialogue, and capacity building at promoting ethical, inclusive, and value-driven journalism across the continent. As the National Association representing Ghana's community of journalists, the GJA sees this Congress as a welcome opportunity to deepen our collaboration with Catholic communicators, faith-based media practitioners, and global counterparts who share our mission of promoting a free, responsible, and development-oriented press. We also salute the dedicated planning committee led by Mrs. Victoria Luge and Sir Ben Asoro for their vision, hard work, and passion in bringing this important event to fruition. It is a remarkable feat, and we have no doubt that the legacy of this Congress will extend far beyond the walls of Gimpa, influencing policies, shaping media discourse, and inspiring a new generation of ethical communicators. To our cherished guests, we invite you to experience the warmth of Ghanaian hospitality, the richness of our cultural heritage, and the resilience of our democratic traditions. From our historic castles and the vibrant markets to the sacred sites and diverse communities, may your stay in Ghana be both enriching and memorable. On behalf of the executive and the entire membership of the Ghana Journalists Association, we reaffirm our solidarity with Ucap and all who champion the cause of ethical media in Africa and the world. May Ucap 2025 be a beacon of hope, insight, and a renewed purpose for us all. Akwaba to Ghana, Akwaba to unity, reflection, and collective advancement. Thank you. There is a message also from the Institute of Public Relations Ghana. I happen to serve on the governing council of the IPR, and I'm the chair of the International Relations Committee. Once again, I'll stand on the existing protocols. On behalf of the governing council and the entire membership of the Institute of Public Relations Ghana, I bring you warm greetings and heartfelt congratulations as you convene the 2025 Ucap Congress here in Accra. We are deeply honored by the invitation to share in this significant moment with you, a moment that speaks to both the urgency and the promise of our time. Your theme, balancing technological progress and the preservation of human values in the age of artificial intelligence, could not be more timely. As communication professionals, we stand at the crossroads where innovation meets ethics and where speed must not outpace substance. The IPR Ghana fully aligns with Ucap's mission to strengthen media professionalism, uphold human dignity, and promote ethical communication in Africa. In a world reshaped by AI and digital technologies, our shared responsibility to ensure that truth, transparency, and the core values of our humanity are not lost in translation. We commend Ucap for convening this diverse gathering of journalists, communicators, faith leaders, and academics to reflect, deliberate, and act. This Congress presents a rare opportunity to craft a new narrative, one that amplifies justice, nurtures solidarity, and embraces both innovation and integrity. As you explore the sub-themes and craft your resolutions, know that the IPR-Ghana is eager to collaborate in fostering a media environment that is ethical, inclusive, and forward-looking, anchored in our shared African values and Catholic heritage. May this Congress be a turning point for communication in Africa. We champion not just smarter technology, but wiser humanity. Thank you, and may God bless your deliberations. From the President of the IPR, Madame Esther Koba. Thank you.
Je vais dire juste 2 ou 3 choses. Comme nous avons le document dans la brochure, nous venons d'écouter 2 messages. Le premier, c'est de l'Association des journalistes du Ghana qui nous a adressé un message de solidarité, qui mentionne dans son message, avant d'ailleurs d'aller là-bas, il a présenté les condoléances officielles de l'Ucap et de l'Association des journalistes du Ghana, catholiques du Ghana, au gouvernement du Ghana pour le crash d'avion qui a eu lieu récemment et dans lequel on a perdu 8 vies humaines. 8 personnes sont décédées, dont 2 ministres du gouvernement actuel. On a présenté ses condoléances et ses prières au gouvernement et à la nation ghanéenne. Et en soulignant le message que je viens d'annoncer, l'Association des journalistes du Ghana dit qu'en tant qu'association nationale représentant la communauté des journalistes du Ghana, le GJA, l'association donc, considère que ce congrès est comme une excellente occasion d'approfondir sa collaboration avec les communicateurs catholiques, les professionnels des médias confessionnels et leurs homologues internationaux qui partagent notre mission, promouvoir une presse libre, responsable et axée sur le développement. Il a ensuite salué également le dévouement des membres du comité d'organisation, notamment Mme Victoria et M. Benasso, pour leur vision et le travail acharné et la passion qui ont permis la réalisation de ce projet, de cet événement important. C'est un espoir remarquable et nous sommes convaincus, je cite, que l'héritage de ce congrès s'étendra bien au-delà des murs de Gimpa ici et il influencera les politiques, façonnera les discours médiatiques et inspirera une nouvelle génération de communicateurs éthiques. Je saute sur le deuxième message qui vient de l'Institut des relations publiques du Ghana, dont il est membre d'ailleurs, il est membre de l'équipe, M. Peter Agbeko, qui a présenté le message. Et je mentionne 2 choses. L'Institut des relations publiques du Ghana s'inscrit pleinement dans la mission de l'Ucap qui vise à renforcer le professionnalisme des médias, à défendre la dignité humaine et à promouvoir une communication éthique en Afrique. Dans un monde transformé par l'intelligence artificielle et les technologies numériques, notre responsabilité commune est de veiller à ce que la vérité, la transparence et les valeurs fondamentales de notre humanité ne se perdent pas dans la traduction. Nous félicitons l'UCAP d'avoir convoqué ce rassemblement diversifié de journalistes, de communicateurs, de chefs religieux et d'universitaires pour réfléchir, délibérer et agir. Ce congrès offre une occasion rare de forger un nouveau discours qui amplifie la justice, nourrit la solidarité et embrase à la fois l'innovation et la dignité. Voilà les 2 éléments que je mentionne dans ce message. Merci.
Thank you very, very, very much. The very last in this list of solidarity messages will be taken from the Private Newspapers and Online News Publishers Association of Ghana, that's PRIMPAC. If the rep is here, please give him a hand as he comes up to share his message with us. And then would be getting ready to take a message from our chairman.
Good morning. My name is George Wilson Kingston. I'm the Executive Secretary for the Private Newspapers and Online News Publishers Association of Ghana. I am here to represent my president, who is lawyer Edwin Atta. I read his message on behalf of the association. Your Excellencies, most Reverend Bishops, esteemed clergy, distinguished guests, fellow media practitioners, ladies and gentlemen. It is both an honor and a privilege to bring you warm and fraternal greetings on behalf of the Private Newspapers and Online News Publishers Association of Ghana, PRIMPAC, on this momentous occasion of the 2025 Congress of the African Catholic Union of the Press. We are proud to see Ghana, a land of vibrant journalism and enduring faith, serve as the host nation for such a visionary gathering of Catholic media professionals from across our loved continent. This is more than a congress, we believe. It is a call to conscience. The theme of your congress, balancing technological progress and the preservation of human values in the age of artificial intelligence, could not be more urgent or more necessary. We are standing at a defining crossroads of history, where machines can mimic emotion, rewrite reality, and increasingly influence the moral and cultural compass of our societies. In this fast evolving digital age, the question we must ask ourselves is not only what technology can do, but also what it should do. For in the absence of ethical discernment, progress can become perilous. When algorithms are allowed to shape truth and speed is preferred over substance, we risk losing not only the soul of journalism, but the soul of society itself. As journalists and publishers, we are more than just conveyors of information. We are guardians of truth, framers of national and continental consciousness, and at our best, defenders of justice, equity, and human dignity. PRIMPAC stands in full solidarity with Ucap's mission to infuse African journalism with moral clarity, professional excellence, and a renewed commitment to the common good. We believe that faith-inspired journalism has a unique role to play in restoring civility, combating disinformation, and reminding the world that at the heart of every headline is a human being. Let this Congress be a sacred space, not only of reflection, but of resolve. Let it mark a turning point where we commit as a collective to guiding our societies through the digital frontier with courage, compassion, and conscience. On this note, I wish all a fruitful, inspiring, and forward-looking Congress. May your deliberations shape the future of African media with wisdom, unity, and enduring impact. Thank you, and may God bless your way.
Monsieur Georges est membre de Monsieur Georges est membre de l'Association des journaux privés et éditeurs de presse en ligne du Ghana. Il est le secrétaire exécutif et a présenté le message du président de cette association. Et j'en souligne deux choses. D'abord, il a mentionné que cette rencontre est plus qu'un congrès. C'est un appel à la prise de conscience, un appel à la conscience. Et que réfléchir à l'intelligence artificielle, on peut dire que les technologies ne sont pas que... Il s'est interrogé d'ailleurs, il a dit que peut faire la technologie. C'est l'une des raisons, des questions qu'on peut se poser aujourd'hui. Mais l'important, ce n'est pas seulement de voir qu'est-ce que la technologie peut faire, mais qu'est-ce que cette technologie doit faire ou devrait faire. C'est deux choses différentes. Et quelle devrait être donc l'importance des technologies dans notre vie aujourd'hui? Il a souligné cela. Et je mentionne son dernier mot, le dernier mot de message, qui dit qu'il souhaite que ce congrès soit un espace sacré, non seulement de réflexion, mais aussi de détermination. Qu'il marque un tournant où nous nous engageons collectivement à guider les sociétés, nos sociétés, vers la frontière numérique avec courage, compassion et conscience. Je vous remercie.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've been hearing speeches for almost an hour. I think it's only appropriate that we take a short break. So at this point, my brother, Mr. Ben AJ, would give us a short musical interlude, after which would come back and then would hear from our chair. So Ben?
Itne beyetenkra obrano yeden denara nansuato nunti mikaita yami watomi na ashema behi siene ta grâce et miséricorde m'a conduit jusque-là. Si ce n'est pas ta grâce, comme ma vie que s'élève, obrano yedem tenara, nansuatumatum nunti mikaida yami watumi na ashema behi siene. You never gave the promise that the journey would be easy. Your grace and your mercy has brought me thus far. Your grace and your mercy is all I need. Your grace and your mercy has brought me thus far. Tu n'as jamais promis de les voyager effacés. Ta miséricorde jusque-là m'a conduit. Ta miséricorde, dommage Jésus, miséricorde jusqu'à la mort conduit. Dromoson, 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 que moboanale, ta miséricorde jusqu'à la mort conduit. À tout ni et umobro nedi na bedrone ta miséricorde, your grace and your mercy, your grace and your mercy has brought me thus far.
Reminds me back in the day when I was in the choir. The way people don't have faith in me, it's not good, though. I could piano, come. Give me E sharp. You, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay. People don't have faith in me. You don't know. You don't know. One day, when you hear my single is out, you'll enjoy it. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, we're honored to be getting ready to hear from our chairman, Sir Ambrose Achebi Yena, KSG, will be speaking to us. Please welcome him with a big hand.
Thank you, Brother MC. And good morning to all of you. I must express my excitement for having been invited to be part of this very great group of Catholic journalists, communicators, academics, and all from across Africa and Madagascar, and even from the Vatican, to discuss these very important issues on communications and technology and where we stand in the realm of things. Thank you very much, the organizers, for this opportunity. And on that note, Your Excellency, our Apostolic Nuncio to Ghana, Archbishop Kamori, and Your Excellencies, the President of the Ghana Catholic Bishop Conference, the Bishop in charge of communications, my own Bishop from Accra, the Archdiocese, and all protocols observed. The theme for today is, or for the whole week that you're going to be discussing, is balancing technological progress and the preservation of human values in an age of artificial intelligence. Could not be more appropriate than this particular moment. A lot is happening globally as far as AI and other trending technologies is taking shape, and everything is just being dominated by artificial intelligence. And if we don't take care, we'll be left behind. In Dubai, in the United Arab Emirates, they have, to emphasize the point, employed a minister of AI. In the US, they've invested so much money in artificial intelligence, in China and other places. So that tells you where we are going with this. And if we, as Catholic journalists, communicators and professionals, don't catch up with the trending technologies, we'll be left behind. There's obviously an opportunity, and obviously there's also a challenge. How do we manage this challenge? It will involve understanding the system, and bringing our moral authority to bear on the AI enthusiast. So that is why I'm very happy about what is happening today and cuts across Africa and Madagascar and right to the Vatican. So the objective of this is for us as media and journalists and communicators to effectively, both communicate both locally and internationally as press in an era of AI, taking advantage of the opportunity, as I've said, but maintaining decorum and protecting human values. Several speakers have spoken on the topic, and I will not belabor the point, but to just highlight a few points. So as communicators, we have to harmonize the digital age that is centered around these trending technologies for the preservation of human values. Technology has presented opportunities. For example, in areas like prompt engineering, which is an aspect of artificial intelligence. For us journalists, you can put the question and ask the relevant prompts, and it will write reports for you in a split moment. It gives you efficiency, it saves you cost, and it makes you productive. And in the business world, it generates profits. Prompt engineering for us as journalists will be very, very useful. And even for us as, preachers on the pulpit, you can capture your sermons or develop your sermons in a very short time that is very precise and very focused, depending on the kind of prompts you give. AI-assisted technologies. So this is how good it can be. But beyond all of these good things it can do, there is a threat. There's a threat to human ingenuity and intellectual property and copyright and all of these things. And the question is always, AI is going to replace human beings and make us jobless. What would the human beings be doing? But let's say that AI, people with knowledge of AI, will replace people without knowledge of AI. Essentially, AI will increase jobs. Some people will lose jobs, but AI will increase jobs. So it means that all professionals, irrespective, and all sectors of life need to be AI compliant. You are an accountant, you are an economist, you are a designer, you are a manufacturer, whatever, in whichever field you are, you need AI-assisted technologies. But why this is all happening and helping, that globally, the big players have seen the opportunity and they are investing in it to exploit it. We, as Catholics, and as a Catholic Church globally, has a role to play. The morality, the moral aspect of it, the ethical aspect of it. How can we advocate for ethical AI so that technology remains a servant to humanity and not the opposite? Technology should not enslave us. Technology should not take over the role of man. And we have that mandate. We have that mandate as the bishop, the president of the Catholic Bishops' Conference have told us, quoting from Laudato Si by Pope Francis and followed by Laudato Deum, on the responsible use of the natural resources. And this is one of them. This is our land, our forests, our rivers, our river bodies, technology, science, and all of that. All that God has endowed us with, we have to use them responsibly to serve humanity for the common good. So the opportunity as presented by AI must be balanced against the common good. Otherwise, AI as a science and all the other trending technologies will destabilize and disrupt the world. And that is not the purpose of God. It's not in consonance with God's plan. I know the Catholic Church believes that science is not anti-religion. That is why even in the Vatican we have all the best scientists who advise the Holy See and influence and shape global policies on science and development. God has endowed us with knowledge to develop to the highest level, and we cannot ignore that fact. But whilst developing and using that potential that God has given us, we must also relate it to God's purpose. And that is why this meeting is very, very relevant. So talking about ethical AI to regulate the development of AI and other trending technologies and its use and applications, we have to advocate, be able to advocate for ethical AI, that laws and regulations must be developed to curtail AI enthusiasts. Some of them are just going off the roof and doing things that are very threatening to human existence. For example, there are other areas that have not been touched. AI cannot do everything. So when you program, AI through algorithms and program and AI, you develop models to carry out automation of systems. At a certain point, the AI gains its own knowledge, and you don't have control over it. So when that happens, where are we as human beings? We've lost control. So that is why the discussion is all centered around human values and the common good. How do we develop technologically, take advantage of the opportunities, and yet protect human beings according to God's plan, so that science is not abused to our detriment. So we are told to resist the temptation of idolizing technology just for its own sake. And you see that AI doesn't have a heart. AI doesn't have a soul. AI cannot exercise emotional intelligence. And therefore, calling on us as Catholic journalists and communicators to emphasize the fact that we have to take advantage of this opportunity presented to us, but consciously manage the threats and sit at the table with all those who are pushing this agenda very hard, especially the AI enthusiasts. There must be breaks along the line so that you can use these scientific technologies for our good. Yes, so communication, we are told, according to Catholic parlance, is a mutual gift. As communicators, we must use this medium of our presence here. It's a shared gift, as the interrelationship that we have as African journalists, African intellectuals. Also looking at it in the context of Ubuntu, which has been mentioned, is the African concept of emphasizing communality, togetherness, and solidarity. How do we get together to make sure this is on our discussion table everywhere we meet, until everybody comes to AI adoption and its use, but in a responsible way? How do we as a church employ these trending technologies to help us in our evangelization mission? So for a multidisciplinary group and a multilingual group like us meeting here with all the messages from Ucap, the dicastery of communications from the Vatican, the Catholic Media Council, CAMECO, the CEPAC and SECAM, GJ, PIMPAC, and the Institute of Public Relations, they have all presented positions on how we can all put our efforts together to stabilize the situation, bring our expertise to bear on the development of these technologies so that world will not engage and use it against the common good. So we can always be the voice of the voiceless. There are so many people who cannot appreciate these technologies, and we need to do a lot of education and awareness creation, and you as media people are very well placed to do that. And so this conference, the importance of this conference cannot be overemphasized. And from SECAM again, we are told Africa is suffering from a leadership crisis, and poverty, greed, and corruption that deprives the common man of the needed resources for total and holistic human development. How can we, as Africans, be going around the globe, cup in hand, begging, when God indeed has endowed us with a lot of natural resources, a lot of human resources? We are the richest country, or continent in the world. Whereas the whole world is looking at Africa. We've refused to recognize the potential and the blessing that God has given us, and we are looking outside to people who don't have anything, people who are exploiting our own resources and using our own brains and minds to use them for inventions and production and selling back the same commodities to us, and then compromising with some of our leaders to exploit the resources and take them away for chicken feed. So we have to create the awareness, taking advantage of the position we are occupying as Catholic journalists, Catholic communicators, intellectuals, and the power of the media to educate our people and let them understand that Africa must rise, Africa must develop, and take advantage of the natural and human resources we have to catch up globally with the developed world. So it's a call to the reawakening of sleeping giant that Africa must take its place, its rightful place in the community of nations. Bottom line, that we must preach hope, preach peace and development. So the rhetorical question as we engage in this conference is, what is the role of our Catholic journalists, of our Catholic communicators, of our Catholic intellectuals? How do we represent and talk truth, fairness, and ensure there's compassion and empathy, especially for the voiceless? We must be the voice of the voiceless. And so, as we go through this program, we must do all the critical thinking and reflection. It's an opportunity for introspection, and we're going to focus on the rapid technological transformation in a digital world and the position of the church and we as communicators and journalists, where we have to be the voice, we have to be the advocates to make sure that technology meets ethics. We cannot wish away science because God has endowed us with that knowledge, and we have to explore our brains, our minds to the highest advantage, but not in a negative way, using it to serve the common good. I think this is where our engagement will be as we spend this 1 week deliberating on the import of AI, the trending technologies in a fast developing digital world. So the topic, as I said, the theme, balancing technological progress and the preservation of human values in an age of artificial intelligence, could not have been more appropriate. So I thank all the groups who have made inputs It's been very informative, it's been very educative, and I hope this message will go very far. By the time you are finished with your conference, I think the whole of Africa, and not only Africa, beyond Africa, will be very well informed, especially on ethical AI, defending the common good, ensuring human values are preserved. Thank you very much.
Juste mentionner quelques éléments de la communication de M. Ambrose Yena, qui est notre invité spécial, invité d'honneur à cette cérémonie d'ouverture. Il a mentionné l'importance de travailler à renforcer l'autorité morale en matière de technologie, notamment l'intelligence artificielle. Nous devons contribuer à harmoniser les outils technologiques et les mettre au service des valeurs, au service des hommes. Et l'intelligence artificielle, l'IA rend effective et rapide en termes de résultats, nos activités professionnelles dans différents domaines. Donc nous avons besoin de documents, de réflexions à faire. L'intelligence artificielle nous aide à les atteindre aussi rapidement que possible. Mais nous ne devons pas seulement compter sur cette intelligence artificielle qui n'est pas toujours efficace si nous ne mettons pas l'intelligence humaine pour améliorer ce qui est reçu comme résultat en questionnant les machines qui utilisent les algorithmes pour nous donner des résultats, des documents, etc. Nous devons pouvoir mettre l'intelligence humaine pour y arriver. Et il dit que l'IA peut faire perdre de l'emploi, certains emplois, mais en même temps, l'IA est capable de créer beaucoup d'autres emplois. Donc, nous devons savoir chercher l'équilibre entre ces deux éléments. Et insiste sur le fait que l'IA n'a pas d'âme, l'IA n'a pas de cœur. Et donc, c'est l'homme qui apporte l'humanité dans les technologies que nous avons à notre disposition pour arriver à nos fins, à nos objectifs que nous nous fixons dans nos différents domaines. Nous devons trouver les voies et moyens pour mettre l'IA au service de l'humanité, a-t-il dit. Il a invité à réfléchir, à réguler, inviter à réfléchir à réguler l'utilisation de l'IA est fondamental, ce qui devrait nous conduire surtout à plaider pour l'éthique, à plaider afin que l'on puisse tenir compte de l'éthique dans le développement de ces technologies, et notamment par rapport à ceux qui sont les créateurs, ceux qui créent cette intelligence, doivent tenir compte de l'éthique dans ce processus. L'IA, a-t-il répété, n'a pas d'âme, n'a pas de cœur, mais utilise seulement l'intelligence émotionnelle sur le net, par exemple, et cherche à remettre en vigueur ou en exergue l'intelligence émotionnelle. Et donc, comme l'IA n'est pas une personne humaine, c'est nous qui sommes les hommes, les personnes qui utilisent ces outils de communication, nous devons tenir compte de ces dimensions et y mettre de la dimension humaine, de la dimension éthique, travailler à promouvoir nos valeurs, notamment à souligner la solidarité africaine en évoquant le concept Ubuntu. Et il a invité également à considérer le fait que l'IA peut être au service de la mise en valeur des ressources naturelles dans nos pays, dans les différents pays du continent. Et nous devons aider, donc, en tant que médias et professionnels des médias, à faire prendre conscience de l'importance de mettre ces outils au service des communautés, des peuples et des communautés. Et pas seulement au service du bien, des biens égoïstes, en mettant l'accent sur l'importance de mettre l'IA au service du bien commun. Il a appelé donc en tant que professionnel des médias et de la communication à faire prendre conscience, à participer à l'éducation des peuples et afin que l'Afrique se réveille, et en même temps, en le faisant, nous contribuons ainsi à mettre ces technologies au service du développement dans nos communautés diverses. Je vous remercie.
Thank you very much. Since we're going to be here for a while for the rest of the day, I'd like to announce the Wi-Fi password. It's GECC_Wi-Fi. The username is GECC1. GECC1. And then GECC_Wi-Fi. But when you go to the desk over there, I'm sure they can assist you. The password is small g, capital E, small c again, at 12345. We're supposed to have been joined by some government officials. I'm honored to have Father Kofi Davo speak to that briefly, and then we'll take our vote of thanks. We'll do another musical interlude, and then we'll go over there to the landing over here on my right for our coffee break, and then we'll come back.
Thank you, George, the tallest in our group today. Sir Chair, Your Excellencies, I've been asked to explain to the gathering why some of our government officials who initially accepted to be part of this program are unavoidably absent today. And as you already know, the tragedy that befallen our nation on Wednesday last week, 6 August, took away 8 of our gallant men. As a result, though the Chief of Staff accepted to be present, and also our guest speaker, who is a minister in charge of communications, also accepted to be here today, they are currently engaged in an emergency meeting at the presidency. So they sent their apologies and asked that we also remember to pray for them. On this note, may I ask that we all rise as we observe a minute silence in honor of our fallen heroes.
L'abbé Doné Kofi vient de juste de présenter ou d'expliquer un peu pourquoi est-ce que les officiels du gouvernement ne sont pas à cette cérémonie. C'est un peu aussi par rapport au crash qui a eu lieu, au deuil que le pays porte, qui fait que, vu les cérémonies qui sont en cours, ils n'ont pas pu répondre à cette rencontre, vu que, et pourtant, le chef personnel de la présidence et aussi le ministère de la Communication, qui avait signalé leur présence, n'ont pas pu faire le déplacement. Donc, on nous invite à une minute de silence en mémoire de ces victimes. Merci.
May the souls of our fallen heroes and the souls of all the faithful departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Shall we please be seated as I invite up here Madam Dorothy Mensah Agri to give us the vote of thanks. Madam Dorothy Mensah Agri, please give her a hand as she comes up. After the vote of thanks, like I did indicate early on, would go out to the landing for coffee break, but dignitaries at the high table will take the lead first. The rest of us will follow, and then those that have special needs requirements, special meals, maybe pepper, salt, and all of those requirements, please do all to see Mr. Stephen Patrick Asante, and then your needs will be catered to. Yeah.
Your Excellency, the Nuncio of Ghana, Archbishop Julien Kabore, Your Excellencies, Bishop Atakru, Bishop Asari, Bishop Jamefi, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, we all know that when one does a good deed, we ought to thank them. We've heard wonderful, wonderful notes and points from all our speakers. What I'd like to draw your attention to is this passage in Luke chapter 17, which talks about the 10 lepers. And we all know the story. Only one person returned to give thanks to Christ, and it was because that one person out of the 10 was the one who truly encountered Christ. So I believe all the messages we've heard today fall back to that passage and the Directory for Catechesis, paragraph 75, which reminds us that all that the zenith of all that we do as evangelizers, because as a journalist, your mission is to spread the word, right? A message. And that message is Christ. So the paragraph in the Directory for Catechesis reminds us that we have to help people to encounter Christ and develop that personal relationship with them. So on that note, I would like to thank you for helping us to understand that the meaning of all that we do as journalists, well, I'm not a journalist by profession, but as an evangelist and as a teacher, I also share the word. We are supposed to help people encounter Christ. And as most of you heard, in integrity, in truth. And so thank you, everyone, all those who've made this morning's gathering. It's been beautiful. I like to hear different perspectives, and I'm sure most of you too. And those who've provided snacks, all the goodies, thank you very much. I'm sure that as the program continues, we will continue to learn from one another. And I've already been observing how, even though some of us don't speak great French, we are still trying to mingle with one another. So thank you, everyone. Monsieur le Président, pouvez-vous traduire pour nous?
Merci, Madame Dorothée. Merci à Madame. Oui. Qui a dit merci? Donc, à toutes les personnes qui ont contribué à rendre cet événement beau, cette rencontre belle. Et avant d'y aller, elle a mentionné un passage évangélique en citant Luc, chapitre 17, l'histoire des 10 lépreux qui ont été guéris, mais dont un seul est retenu sur ses pas pour aller remercier, pour aller manifester son action de grâce, sa reconnaissance. Et c'est ainsi que nous disons merci à toutes les personnes qui ont contribué. Et pendant que nous sommes ici, elle remercie tous ceux qui nous offrent du nécessaire pour agrémenter notre séjour, et espère que pendant que nous y sommes, nous aurons encore et encore d'autres bienfaiteurs pour nous accompagner afin que nous puissions avoir un congrès réussi. Je vous remercie.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the 2025 Ucap Congress under the theme Balancing Technological Progress and the Preservation of Human Values in the Age of Artificial Intelligence has just been opened. Congratulations to each and every single one of you. Please give yourselves a hand. We'll take a group photo, and then let me inform you as well that those of you that have not registered yet, please do well to go downstairs and ensure that your registration has been done before we leave here. At this point, I would invite Bishop Asari to give us a closing blessing. Then we can go to the landing area. We'll take a song, and then we'll go to the landing area for a coffee break. But don't forget, after the prayer, we'll have the group photograph. So, Bishop Asari, thank you very much.
Thank you. After the prayer, may I crave the indulgence of my dear archbishops and bishops to join me in offering the blessing. In the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. God our Father, you have been the first communicator with the human race after creating us. We thank you for this opportunity of communicating. You have been our help in ages past and our hope for years to come. We thank you for bringing us this far. We thank you for the wisdom and understanding you've given us. Please, Lord, help us not just to communicate, but to put into action what we communicate. and to truly mean it, so that our human race, our human environment will become what you want it to be. We commit the rest of our activities into your hands, and we ask for your protection for all those who may be leaving us soon, and those who will be staying. May you continue to guide and lead our deliberations and our interactions. We thank and we praise you that in all circumstances, good or bad, we can only give you thanks and praise, because you see the bigger picture, that which we don't see. In your name we pray with thanksgiving. Amen. The Lord be with you. Until we meet again, may Almighty God bless you, the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit.
Thank you all.
We are going for the group photograph. Nous allons faire la photo de groupe. Nous faisons un photo de groupe ici d'abord avec les officiels et on aura certainement une autre photo au dehors.
Who is like unto the Lord? Jehovah my God is the most high God. There is no one who is like unto the Lord. Jehovah my God is the most high God. When I was in trouble and needed much help, wherever I went, the value was the same. Since I came to Jesus, I have been very glad. Jehovah my God is the most high God. When I was in trouble and needed much help, wherever I went, the value was the same. Since I came to Jesus, I have been very glad. Jehovah my God is the most high God. All other gods, they are the works of man. You are the most high God. There is none like you. I say all other gods, they are the works of man. You are the only God. There is none like you. Jehovah, you are the most high. Jehovah, you are the most high God. Jehovah, you are the most high. Jehovah, you are the most high God. When I was in trouble and needed my help, wherever I went, the value was the same. Since I came to Jesus, I have been very glad. Jehovah my God is the most high God. puissant. Toutes les nations chanteront ton nom. 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 Oh, Almighty God, Almighty God, all nations shall praise thy name. 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 Dieu tout puissant, Dieu tout puissant. Toutes les nations chanteront ton nom. 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 Oh, Nyankopon. Oh, Nyankopon. Amenyina beyiwaye. Amenyina beda. Wasi. Amenyina beyiwaye. Amenyina